Here's an example of a problem that we can solve with a system of equations. We're going to just take a look at it. You know what? Let me actually give you these sheets so that you can work along with me. So, so look, it says Jonathan has 9 bills in his wallet that are all either $5 bills or $10 bills. Here's the thing about all of these problems have to do with 2 different types of something. What are the 2 different types of things in this problem?
$10 bills and $5 bills.
Right, he's got 2 different types of bills. Sometimes you'll see some of the problems have to do with, like, you know, sometimes if you go to like a concert or a movie, there's like children tickets and adult tickets. They're 2 different prices. You'll see a lot of problems like that. Or something having to do with students and teachers. So all these problems, they have to do with 2 different somethings, okay? So in this case, he's got 2 different types of bills. So he's got $9 bills. We don't know how many 5s or how many 10s he's got, but they said, let's see like the different range of money that he could possibly have. If he has no 5s, if he's got 9 altogether, he'd have to have 9 10s, right? And how much money would he have altogether then? Huh? $90, good. If he has 1 5, how many 10s would he have?
He have 8, yeah.
Okay, so how much would he have altogether? What's 8 times 10? 8 and plus 5, good.
Yeah.
So that would be $85.
So if he had, it just goes down the order, like if we got 2.
In this case, yeah, sometimes they jump around.
They're 75?
Yeah, 75.
Yeah.
So this would be, wait,
Nah, but
Yeah.
that's the 2.
this would be set us, what was this, 80?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 70 plus
80.
2 times 5. Good, okay, you got it. And the last one would be 75,
It's a Fendi.
because 6 times 10 is 60, 5 times 3 is 15, 60 plus 15. Right, so how are we getting this number each time? What were we doing to this number?
Just basically subtract the 5.
Going up 1 and he's going down 1.
No, hold on a second. How do we get from 1 and 8 to 85? What'd you do to this 1 to get to 85? What'd you multiply this 1 by?
80.
5.
By 5. Right. Because how much is a $5 bill worth? 5. How much is a $10 bill worth?
$5. Wait,
$10.
Oh, $10.
I want a 10 from you.
Right? So then what you're doing is you're saying, okay, if he has 8 10s, I have to multiply the 8 times the 10 to get the 80, and then the 1 times the 5 to get the 5. Then you add them, right? So 80 plus 5 gives you 85. So you notice you're always multiplying how many there are times the value of 1, okay? Same thing they can do, sometimes they do these problems with somebody has quarters and dimes in their pocket, right? Then you'd have to say, like, multiply the number of dimes times 0.10. Or if you make it cents, you could leave it as 10, actually. Right? If you made it dollars, you'd have to make it 0.10. But you get the idea. So, to figure out how much money he has in nickels, you multiply how many nickels you have times how much 1 nickel is worth. It's kind of like when you go to the store, right? You buy 3 bottles of soda. Let's say the sodas are $1.50 each. How much are you spending on soda? You buy 3 sodas and they're $1.50 each. $4.50. Because you multiply how many you're getting times how much one of them costs, right?
Yeah.
Same thing if you were buying 12 sodas, you have to multiply the 12 times the 150, right? So that's essentially what we're doing here. You're multiplying how many times the value of 1, okay? So here it says if F represents the number of $5 bills and T represents the number of $10 bills, then what does the following expression calculate? 5 times F, what does that tell you? If F is how many 5s, and you multiply that by 5, what does that tell you? That's kind of what we were doing here.
Well, you said if F is 5,
Yeah, like here we said, like you say F was 3.
it's 25.
Hold on. What would we do with the 3 to turn it into a 15? How much is a 5 worth?
5.
Right? So you multiply how much 1 is worth times how many you have. If F represents how many 5s, if you multiply that by 5, that will tell you how much money you have just in 5s.
Yeah, 25.
5F. Well, we don't know what the F is yet.
Oh.
But whatever the number is, if it's 3,
You
you'd
times
have
by five.
you'd have $15,
Mm.
right? If you had 1, you'd have $5. If you had 0, you wouldn't have anything in 5s, right?
Fact.
Okay? So what does the 10T represent?
Amount of tens. How
Tens
many
you got.
tens?
Not how many 10s. The T represents how many
$10
10s.
bill.
What about the 10? This is 10 times T. So you're right. T represents how
You
many
got
10s you have.
$10 bills.
No, not 10 $10 bills. We don't know how many 10s. The
We don't
T
know
is
what
how
T
many.
is yet.
Well, whatever, how many bills you got.
Not how many.
How many bills he got in 10?
How many what?
Bills
The
he
fuck
got
was
in
that?
10.
Right?
Don't say how many bills. How much money he has in 10s.
Somebody
Right?
died.
If you have 5 10s, 10 times 5
Oh,
would
the
be
amount of money he
$50.
got in 10s. That's what
It's-
I'm saying.
Because each 10 is worth $10. If you have, the T is how many there are. So to see how much money you have just in 10s, you
Like,
have to
let's say if
multiply them.
you, let's say
If you have
had,
one
like,
10, 10 times 1 is $10. If you have 2, 2 times 10 is 20. If you have 0, you don't have anything, you have 0 in 10s, okay? So you have to multiply how much 1 is worth times how many you have.
It's basically, if T was basically like, yeah, 5
Mhm.
10s,
Mhm.
you got times the 5, just the overall number of 10s he had, and then by the number of 10, because he had 10.
Right. Well, if you said he had 5 10s,
Like, if you got 5 $10 bills,
how much money does he have
it's
altogether?
$50.
Right, so you have to,
yeah.
because 1 10 is worth $10.
Right.
So he's got 5 of them, that's 5 times 10 is 50. So this represents how much money he has in 5s. The 10T represents how much money he has in 10s. Right, so if in your pocket you've got some 5s and some 10s, guys,
I got some lint. That's what I got in my pocket.
how much is your lint worth?
$0.
Yeah, you and me both. Guys, so if you have some 5s in your pocket and some 10s, and you figure out how much money you have in 5s and how much money you have in 10s, how much money do you have all together? What do you do with those two things?
Together.
Right, so this expression just basically says, F, you gotta multiply how many 5s you have times 5, because each 5 is worth $5, and then add, you gotta multiply how many 10s you have times 10, and then add them together. That will tell you how much money you got in your pocket. Okay? So you see where we got that F, 5F plus 10T from?
Yeah.
Because each 10 is worth 10, so you have to multiply it times how many. You'll see when we do some more, okay?
Mr. King, you should fight to keep this mischievous student teacher.
I should do what?
Fight to keep this mischievous student teacher.
I should fight her?
To keep her your student teacher. Like,
Oh, fight to keep her. But in order for me to keep her, I would have to prevent her from graduating. That doesn't sound very fair.
But I'm saying like this.
You're right, it would be good for me. I don't know how good it would be for her.
I'm saying like graduate and come back.
How can we set up a system of equations involving F and T that could be used to determine how many of each bill he has? But they told us before that he has 9 total bills, all right? So look, first we're gonna do our let statements. We're gonna let F be the number of 5s that he has. You guys writing this?
Yeah.
And let T equal the number of 10s that he has. Khalil, you writing this? Let. A let statement. We're going to let the variable F stand for how many 5s he has. We're going to let the variable T stand for how many 10s he has. So what was the
I
thing
think
that...
he has like 7 5s and like 2 10s. Put that math together, that's 55, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that works.
There you
That
go.
might be it, actually.
That's the answer.
Oh, hold on. We're going to show you how to do it like using algebra.
What? 5 10s and 1 5?
No,
Hold on,
7.
hold on, hold on. So what was the expression that they just had in the previous problem that said that represents how much money you have?
10T.
5F plus 10T. And that'll equal how much money he has. Well, they're telling us how much money he has. How much does he have?
55.
$55.
Right? So however many 5s he has, that's the F. You have to multiply it times 5 because each $5 bill is worth $5. T is how many 10s he has. You have to multiply that by 10 because each one is worth $10. You add those together, and that tells you how much total money you have. So a system of equations is how many equations? When we have like the stuff we've been doing, solving with substitution and elimination, how many equations have we been working with?
2.
2. So here's one. We need a second equation here, right? The second equation has something to do with this thing. They said he's got a total of 9 bills. So if F represents how many 5s he has, and T is how many 10s he has,
He got more 5s than 10s, that's a fact.
we don't know yet. But anyhow, look, if F represents how many 5s, and T represents how many 10s, how can I write an equation with that and with the 9?
You gotta substitute the
Not yet, not yet.
You know,
We have to write another equation first. We're gonna substitute.
Write it,
Now, 'cause
with
if
the
you
variables.
multiply, it's gonna be bad, like you want to go way over 55.
I know, but first we need a second equation. A system of equation is 2
Write with
equations.
the variable.
Okay, tell me what to write.
You don't write the same equation?
We have to, no,
I don't know.
we gotta do something with this 9. They're telling us he's got 9 bills in his pocket.
1F plus 5T
No.
equals 9.
About it.
I like the 1F.
Non-B.
I like the F, 1F. F is how many 5s he has, right?
Yeah.
T is how many 10s he has.
Got 5 10s.
We don't know that.
Is it equal to 50?
We don't know that.
How you gonna have 5 30, but you got 9 bills though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If he got one more bill, he got 60.
Let's say I tell you he has 7 5s. How many 10s would he have?
2.
How do you know that?
Because there's 2 more bills that's
Okay, good. He's got a total of 9. So if F was 7, the T would have to be 2, right? Because what do you know about
That's a
the
fact.
what do you know about the F and the T together has to add up to what?
55.
No, 9. F, this is how many 5s, and that's how many 10s.
Oh.
So he's got to have 9 bills altogether. Some combination that adds up to 9.
So
Could be
7
8 and 1, 7 and 2, 6 and 3, 3 and
As
6.
long as he was 9,
Right, because he's got 9 of them in his pocket.
then you're gonna distribute and all that. You're gonna
Yes, now we're going to do that. Now we have our system of equations. Now we can solve it, right? But the
Wait,
key
you're
is,
not gonna put 7 F and 2 T? Like, you
No.
gonna leave it as F?
yeah, because we don't know what F is. Look, F is the number of 5s.
Okay.
Here, this equation just has to do with the number of things.
Yeah.
The top equation has to do with the value.
I get why you said 1 F also, because like.
Right. Exactly. So look, the first equation is just has to do with, he's got some 5s and some 10s. All we know is that it adds up to 9. This has nothing to do with the value of the money. This is just how many pieces of paper in his pocket he's got. The other equation is the one that says, okay, well, let's look at how much money, the value of those things. Each 5 is worth $5, and each 10 is worth $10. That's why you have to do the multiplying. And this tells you how much he has altogether. This is common when you see this. One of the equations will have to do with the number of things. The other equation has to do with the value of them. Okay? That's
So
pretty
we're not
common.
solving that? We was just
No, we're
trying
gonna
to
solve
figure
it.
out- Oh,
I just want to make sure everybody see how we got here.
Yeah.
This is the hard part usually, is to get here. Now that you get here, you know how to solve this from what we've been doing.
Yeah.
You could do this using either elimination.
You combine like turn, oh, you want to eliminate? I do. Combine.
If it was me, I would substitute, right? I mean, you could say, okay, like there's an invisible 1 there, right?
Yeah, like I just put 6 F and 11 T, and then.
But that doesn't help you. It only helps you if you cancel something out when you add them. What I would do is I would say, you know what? I can get the F by itself here. If I just say minus T on both sides, what? We have F plus T is equal to 9. You remember when we did substitution? If you have one of the variables by itself, you can plug that into the other one. So I can say, you know what? If I say minus T on both sides, these T's cancel out.
Yeah.
I'm going to get F is equal to 9 minus T. Then what I can do is in the other equation, I can substitute the 9 minus T for the F. This is the stuff we did like last time you guys were here.
You say you can sub in?
Right. Here, let me show you.
Oh, I get what you're talking about. Never mind. Don't even.
Yeah, no, you guys actually did really good with this stuff.
Alright, don't even break it down. I already got it.
So once I change this equation to that, where the f is by itself, we're gonna replace this f.
Equals 9 minus t.
Right.
Alright.
So first, I'm just gonna write the equation. I'm gonna leave a space where the f was, right? And like I said, you guys all did really good with this stuff. So down here, we said, oh wait, f is equal to 9 minus t. I should be able to use the 9 minus t instead of the f here, because they're equal to each other.
He got a lot of tens then, too. Nothing but t's on this board.
Everybody see how we got here? This is the substitution stuff. You could have also done it the elimination, the way we've been doing it. You could have said, oh, let me bring this 1 up here. I'll bring the 5 here, multiply across, make one of them negative. That's a lot of multiplying. To me, this is easier. But we could have done that. In fact, I'll do it over there after we finish this, okay? So how do we solve this now? And again, the whole trick, you're trying to get rid of one of the variables. By doing this, we got rid of the f's, right? You notice we always had f and t, f and t. Now there's no more f's. Now it's just t. That's how we're going to solve it. What did I do to confuse you?
So is that minus t? I don't know, because that's not how I solved it.
Well, I'm going to solve it a different way after this and see if that you get that one, all right?
Wait, can I solve it?
Keegan.
Yes, absolutely. Come on.
Keegan,
Yes.
is that minus t?
9 minus t, yes.
Yeah, can I use that one?
Yes, now you can use the bathroom. Are you guys talking about math over here? I don't believe you. You missed a couple of days. You should be paying attention more than the other people. Lou, you don't want to like say what you're doing as you're doing it?
Nah, I'm not no teacher.
You are right now.
Khalil, what's negative 5t plus 10t?
5,
What's negative 5 plus 10?
5.
Yeah, positive 5.
It's okay.
Just say plus 5t.
Oh, damn.
Hold on. Yeah, can you get rid of that?
You gotta put it down, put the thing down.
Okay. Let me just. Oh wait, you erased it already?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You can't have them both up at the same time, that's why. You can't have them all.
Don't worry, it's a different color. Don't worry.
Yeah, make it positive.
Right, it is, right? Oh, you did. Yeah, make it plus 5t. Yes, positive. Good.
5.
So now you want to get the t by itself.
So now you subtract 45 on both sides.
Five t equals.
Yeah,
What's
that's
55? 55 minus 45. Yeah, it's 10. Good.
That
Good.
was about 5.
So t equals 2, right?
This is a D.
All right, good. So wait, you guys still have one thing to do. You have to figure out what f is, right?
Oh, yeah.
So plug it. Why don't you use this equation?
That's
Put the
for-
t in and see what you get.
That's for D or that's the for C?
No, this is all for. Let's see. This is all for C. It's just like a lot of stuff. I ran out of room. You can write smaller on your sheet.
That's 7.
Excellent. So in terms of this problem, what does it mean, f equals 7? What did the f represent again? What does the f represent?
5.
How many 5s?
Yes,
So he's got 7 5s
Which you already put up.
and
there.
2 10s.
Yeah, I told you gave it up already.
Alright.
Yeah.
But that's
I
how you do
already
this.
told you. I said if he got more than If he got
I
more
know.
tens than fives,
I
he's
know.
gonna do bad. Like,
No, you're right. I
nah,
didn't want to jump there just in case anybody didn't know how you did it, okay? That's all.
Because I was just doing the problem.
No, I understand. That's
I got
what, that's why working with money is easier, because everybody knows they work with money,
Everybody know how
right?
to count.
Exactly,
Everybody wanna make sure
Right.
the money's right.
Exactly right, good. Now, you know what? While you're copying that, I'm gonna show you another way to solve it. Using elimination, the last thing that we've been doing. So we had 5t, no, 5f, right? 5f plus 10t is equal to 55. And then we had f plus t is equal to 9. So if you remember the last thing we were doing this week, elimination, there's there's an invisible 1 here in front of that f. So you could have said, all right, let me put that 1 up there, let me bring the 5 down here. These are the same sign, you want them to be different signs, so I'm going to make that a negative. And then you have to multiply those times everything, right? So 1 times 5f is 5f plus 10t equals 55. That one doesn't even change. Negative 5 times f is negative 5f minus 5t equals negative 45. I'll let you copy that because we'll roll this. You're getting that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, we're almost there.
I found a lot of extra stuff, remember?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, so you can give them like this.
Extra credit.
Or you can give them credit for something they missed. Everybody finish writing that down?
Wait, what?
The thing in the middle, the thing you did.
Oh, yeah.
So look, I'm just showing you how, this is the different way. This way is substitution. This is what we learned like the last time you guys were here. So here you're using substitution, right? Because you have to get either the f of the t by itself and replace it and substitute it in the other one. Over here I showed that you could have also solved it with elimination, which is the stuff we were doing this week.
I'm doing my homework. That's how I'm Jay.
Okay? So, with elimination, you do that thing where you bring the top number to the bottom number to the top, and multiply across, make one of them the other side. So you end up with this. What's that? 5f plus negative 5f? 1. 0. They cancel out. 10 plus negative 5 is 5t. 55 plus negative 45 is 10. You get t is equal to 2, which we had over there, right? Then you'll find that the f is number 7 after you plug it back in. So you could have done it either way. You remember the stuff we were doing like yesterday and the day before where you want these to be the same number. So there's an invisible 1 there. So I put the 1 up here. I took the 5, I put it down here. Since these are the same sign, we want them to be different signs, I made one of them a negative. Now you just multiply across, right? You do distributive property. So this one stays, that one becomes.
This one.
Okay. It depends on how, to be honest, this one it worked out well because your F's and T's were lined up. If you have a problem, let's say, where it's not quite that way, you might find the other way easier. Either way, okay? Any questions about that? Good, so let's do another one. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. I'm gonna get rid of this, okay?
Time we got left.
100 minutes. 1,000 minutes. Okay, yeah, since there's like, still like 7 hours to go, okay. you can- There's a different variation they said on this problem on the bottom. They said, let's say we were told that Jonathan had 7 bills, so they're changing the information a little bit now, right? Instead of 9 bills, they're saying he had 7, and they're all 5s and 20s, and that he had a total of 120. How can I write, so let's use, we got to do new variables because instead of 10s we have 20s, right? So I'm just going to say we'll let f be the number of fives. And instead of a T, I'm going to use a W. Just so it looks different from the tens, okay? W will be number of 20s. So if he has 7 bills altogether, and they're all either 5s or 20s, how can I write an equation? Come on, you gotta sit up. If F is how many 5s he has, W is how many 20s he has. They're telling you he's got 7 bills altogether. How can we write an equation with that?
Wait. This is D.
Huh?
Well,
This is D, yes.
but can you say it like you just said it last time?
I said, they're telling us that he has 7 bills altogether in his pocket. They're all either 5s or 20s. If F is how many 5s he has, and W is how many 20s, how can I write an equation with that with
20.
7? Huh?
What you just said?
He's
How many
got
20s he
7
has?
bills. Huh?
How many? Oh, so F plus T equals 7.
F plus W equals 7.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using W. Good. No, that's it. F plus W equals 7. However many 5s, if you add that to however many 20s, it has to add up to 7, because that's how many he has. Okay? So that's our
And
first
then-
equation.
And 5
Yeah.
F plus 20 W equals 120.
There you go. Perfect. Right? So the first one just has to do with the number of bills in his pocket. The second one has to do with the value of them. However many 5s he has, you have to multiply that by 5 to see how much he's got in 5s. However many 20s, you multiply it by 20 to see how much he has in 20s. You add them, and that'll tell you how much money he has
That makes
altogether.
a lot of sense. You
It
said-
does.
You said value or what else?
The,
And
the
number-
quantity, the number of
The
them.
quantity and the value.
Correct.
Right.
That happens a lot, okay? You'll see that a lot.
It's very good vocabulary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So look, once we have our 2 equations, you've done the hardest work. Now it's just doing the things that we've been doing. You guys have been doing good with this. How do you want to solve this? You want to do it the way we did like yesterday, or the time we like?
What we just did works perfect. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie.
Yeah, because the F's and the W's line up. Okay. So tell me what we're gonna do.
I know, you take out you trying to get the F by itself, I'll get the F by itself.
Oh, you want to do it that way? Okay.
Either or, it works because like it was really simpler than the last week.
Okay. You which way? You like that better, or the way we did this one?
I like the way I did now.
All right. Well, I can do it both ways again if you want.
Yeah. But like I can tell you what to do. Like
Go ahead.
if you cancel out, I'm gonna do it with you real quick. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna write down F plus W equals 7. You take out the W on both sides.
Right.
Boom. And you get F equals 7 minus W.
Correct.
And then you move on. You gotta plug that in for each W, and the next.
Not for each W.
Yeah. Well,
F
not each W. Yeah. For F, I'm bugging. So for 5F, you're gonna have 5 times. Well, you put in parentheses 7 minus W.
Good. Hey, good
And
job.
then
5 times 7 minus W
And then
plus 20W
Yeah.
equals 120. There you go.
And then you substitute.
Yeah.
You distribute that.
Correct. Very good. 5 times 7 is 35 minus 5W plus 20W equals 120.
Right.
Now just combine like terms and stuff.
Right. Like that was just a little simpler. Like it just
Okay.
step by step.
Some
it just
people-
felt right.
I understand. Some people like that better. Some people like that way better.
Yeah.
The bottom line is I don't care which way you do it. Whoever way works best.
Oh,
for you.
that's what we did yesterday.
Yes.
I didn't really watch it, but I see what you do. You flip the side. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. In these cases, the way it's set up, really either way is about the same amount of work actually.
Yeah.
So we have negative 5W and 20W. What's negative 5 plus 20?
It's 15W
So you have 35 plus 15W
equals 120.
equals 120. Good.
Minus 15W. No, minus 35.
Good. 14W is equal to,
That would be 90?
I think it's 85.
85?
Yeah.
Wait, you sure? I think it's 90. Yeah, it's 85. You're there, right? Never mind. Never mind.
Wait, I might have done something wrong.
No, you did.
What's 85 divided by 15? That's not going to be a whole number. Oh, that's right. Tell me what the answer is.
I got you.
It's gonna be like,
I'm trying to.
Don't tell me like. Tell me what it is exactly.
Wait, mine's is on the wrong side. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Go to next.
Oh, you want to go up to the top one?
Oh. Right.
it's gonna be like.
No, don't tell me like.
It's
You got it,
5.6.
Yeah.
5.6? Okay, it's actually like 5.67 or something.
Yeah.
It's like 5 2/3. Can you have 5 2/3 of a 20? Of $20? You have I have
Well,
5
you can get
2/3.
changed back. Yeah.
No,
that's
all
what
these
it
guys,
is.
it's $5 bills and $20 bills. Can you have 5 2/3 $20 bills?
Nah.
No. So the question said,
But I thought 5.
Look.
Oh, man.
it says, help evaluate whether we could have been told true information.
No.
Once you get to there, you say, no, they screwed up. So you just say, no, can't be
I
true.
knew it was true and I couldn't do it in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so if
I
it's
don't
not
mess around
true,
with you with the money.
if it's not true, you leave it as is.
You just say, once you get to here, because you can't have 5 2/3 $20 bills. You have to be whole numbers. You say, oh, no, they told us something wrong here. We don't know what they told us wrong, but something is wrong. You just stop right there and say, no,
Because
this
someone
can't
would
be.
have thought they did the math wrong and went all the way back.
That's
what
exactly what I did when I was doing this problem.
Right.
I kept going back and saying, I did something wrong. And then finally I read the question again. I was like, oh,
Oh,
it's supposed to be wrong. They want you to see that, like, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. It's a little tricky, but
but it's easy to simplify. Like it ain't hard.
no, it's not hard. The hard part is getting your equations. And once you get that, it's not that difficult, right? You guys have been doing good with this stuff.
Yeah, it's a little easy now.
Can we move on?
Yeah, to the back. Let's go.
This next one is actually even easier. Woo!
Let's say how much time
So they got, Samantha went to a concession stand,
Yeah.
11.
and she bought 3 pretzels and 4 sodas. What are the 2 different types of things in this problem? Yes. What's the 2 different types of things in this problem? She bought 3 pretzels and 4 sodas.
Is 3 different? You said 3? The sodas
You're
is
preventing him
different,
from
the
listening.
pretzels is different, and
Yes,
the
you
cost
are.
is different.
Yes, you better stop.
Yo, Keegan, the
What?
cost is different.
No, what are the 2 different things?
Oh, you said 2, just the pretzels and soda.
Pretzels and
I
sodas.
thought you said 3.
Oh, no, sorry. Well, 3 pretzels and 4 sodas.
Oh,
But the things are pretzels and sodas. So let's use P and S, okay? We're trying to figure out, could the pretzels, we're trying to figure out how much each one costs, okay?
Yeah.
So 3 pretzels. If P is how much 1 pretzel costs.
If P equals how much 1 costs,
Right.
3P.
3P, you got it. And she also bought 4 sodas.
So 4S.
Good. And what do you do with those 2 numbers?
P and 4S. What do you do?
Yeah, what do
Add
I?
'em?
Add them, yeah. And it says she paid a total of $11.25. You're just reading it right from the problem, right?
Right.
3P plus 4S equals 11.25.
4
Now,
sodas is $6.
Raza
So
went
now
to the
we
same
work with a
store.
decimal, though.
Say again?
This is a little tricky. We work with decimals.
No, it's not, because it's just cents. That means $11.25. Don't worry about it. You got to calculate.
I'm saying, I don't think we're gonna end up with a whole number.
You're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's usually if you go to like a movies or something. Sometimes it's $1.50, $1.75,
Yeah.
right? So that's okay.
Alright.
No, don't talk to him.
No,
I just heard you. Stop. So Raza then went to the same stand and she bought 5 pretzels and 2 sodas. How do you write that?
5P and 2S,
Good. And she paid how much?
825.
Boom. There's your 2 equations. See, this type of problem is even easier because they don't tell you anything about how many. You're just reading it. Okay?
At least they both got 25 cents added on.
Well, that's true. I'm not gonna bother with the actual instructions here. It says, could the pretzels have cost $1.75 and the sodas $1.50 each? If you plug them in, you're gonna find the math doesn't
Yeah.
work. So just say no for the
What?
first one. No, the math doesn't work. It works for the first one, but not the second one.
What's the first one?
If you plug $1.75 in for the P and $1.50 in for the S, it works for the first equation. You get
Oh,
11.25,
yeah.
but the second one doesn't work. Okay.
Alright.
So here they're saying let X equal the unit cost of a pretzel. Well, that's stupid. We're going to use P. And let Y be the cost of a soda? No, we're going to use S, right? You want to use letters that make sense.
Come on.
It doesn't look like it. Stick your head up. Come on. Write a system of equations. Well, we just did that. So this is really what we were supposed to do over there, okay?
Alright.
Now, solve. Right? And the way we learned yesterday is the easier way for this one, okay?
Yeah.
Because you don't have any
Switch to
variables.
side.
You don't have any variables that don't have a number in front of it, right?
Right.
Good.
Right.
So what are we gonna do? Adasia, wake up. Come on, come on, come on. Put your head up. Take your hand away from your head. Make your neck do the work. That'll keep you awake. So what do we do? The stuff we were doing yesterday. Somebody tell me.
You gotta put -5 or -3 regardless.
Where?
You gotta put parentheses first.
Okay, good.
And then you put 5 next to 3, 3 next to 5.
Excellent. And I'm gonna make the bottom one negative. As long as you make one of them
you
negative.
gotta make
Okay?
it negative.
Now just do your distributive property. You're gonna get two new equations. And when you add them, the p's are going to cancel out. Very good. Leah, you're doing good, man.
Thanks. I'm on the road.
Who's Miss Stella?
She's an observer from Hunter. She comes in on Tuesday.
Oh, by the way, that's an S, not a 5. S.
Wait till Jerry Boone.
Class, yeah.
What's 5 times 11.25?
Wait, give me a second. Oh, what'd you say? What's the 11?
5 times 11.25.
56.25.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Calculate that.
Malik, you got to sit up.
Yeah, I was gonna do that in my head, but he said against it.
What's -3 times? So this is going to be negative
I
15p.
use a calculator all the time. And I'll be outside. I don't got
You gotta
calculator.
put minus.
Don't you have a calculator in your phone?
Yeah, but if I'm counting money, I don't even do it.
Yeah.
That's too
What's
much.
-3 times 8.25?
It's damn, I gotta.
I think it's negative 24.75, right?
Sometimes you just have to know how much you got in your pocket.
It's negative 24 point.
Yeah, it's just spending, you gotta
Okay,
count.
now if you notice, after we did that, what's going to happen to our p's when we add them together?
They're gonna disappear.
They're going to disappear. It's exactly what we want. 20 plus -6 is 14s. 56.25 minus 24.75 is
It's 31.5.
with it?
31.5.
All right. Is that right?
31 and 50 cents.
And if you divide that by 14, what do you get?
You get 2.25.
$2.25. Right? So the sodas are $2.25. We have to figure out how much a pretzel is now. So whichever one looks easier here, you're going to pick that, plug the 2.25 in for the S, and you'll be able to figure out what the P is, right? We do it over there.